Hey guys, Foxdrop here with a 3-minute champion guide for jungle Jarvan. With the nerfs to the other popular junglers, Jarvan has fallen back in favour recently. He's a champion with high damage early game while transitioning into a tank role later on. He's got amazing initiation and powerful plus simple to execute ganks even from very early on in the game. He's got good teamfight utility with nice steroids and a bunch of CC, and he also has creative ganks and safe invades with his ability to jump over walls. For runes on Jarvan, I like to go AD Reds, AD Quints, Arm Yellows and Magic Resist Blues, although there is a case for taking some attack speed Quints as well if you want to. For Masteries, I like to go 2190, you can take 921 if you prefer, but I just like to be more offensive in the early game. For skill order, I like to go QEW. This is the best skill order in order to have the maximum damage possible in the early and mid game. Some people argue that it's worth putting some points into your shield as opposed to your flag second. You can do that if you want to be more defensive, however I much prefer to be more aggressive in the early game, so those extra points in the flag are better in my opinion. For your item build, you'll either want to be a DPS bruiser or a full out flat tank. Which of the two you choose depends on how the game is going and what your team needs. For your core items, you're going to want to get an Elder Lizard and Moby Boots. I would put Brutalizer as a tentative core item because most games I do build this, but if I'm particularly behind, I will skip it. As for reasoning behind choosing Moby Boots, I like these because they are best for early game aggression. However, you can switch these out for Ninja Tabi or Murtress if you want to, and this is actually a pretty good idea when it comes into the team fights later on in the game. As for damage items, if you want to be an off-tank bruiser, then I would suggest of course your Brutalizer and potentially a Black Cleaver, but Hex Drinker is nice as well. But you don't really want to be getting that many damage items because you are definitely going to be going balls to the wall when you're playing Jarvan. There's no real other way to play him. So you want a lot of defensive items. So items like Randuin's, Banshee's Veil, Warmog's Thornmail, Sunfire Cape Locket, that kind of stuff are all very good. In the early game, you want to be ganking 24/7. Jarvan has some of the best ganks early on in the game, but you do want to be slightly afraid of particularly nasty early game junglers because they probably can beat you up. In the mid game, you want to keep ganking while also looking for opportunities to tower dive vulnerable targets. Jarvan is quite good at doing this as you can engage from sneaky areas, plus you'll be slightly tankier so they'll be less risky. Also try to work for kills that can lead into dragon plays too. In the late game, Jarvan's greatest strengths comes from his prolific ability to engage onto enemies. An EQ flash ult combo can take an enemy by complete surprise and catch them out of position. If you are playing against low mobility carries such as Kog'Maw, Jinx or Syndra, then these engages are very often lethal and are highly effective. However, in more standard team fights where you're not just catching someone, you should try to go in first and trap as many crucial targets in your ultimate as possible, preferably waiting until the enemies have used their gap closers so they can't just jump out of your ulti. In addition to this, you want to soak up as much damage as possible to help your allies win that team fight to make their lives easier. However, do be careful to not instantly die if you have gone for a more DPS centered build. So thanks a lot for watching this video guys. If you enjoyed it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. You can ask me some questions in the comments as well, and if you want to vote on which champion I feature in my next 3 minutes guide, then all you have to do is go over to my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/foxdroplol, find the relevant status and cast your vote. As always guys, if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, then don't be afraid to subscribe to this channel where you'll find more educational league content with a bit of entertaining stuff on the side as well. But thanks so much for watching guys, I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in my next video.